Okay, so welcome to this tutorial. So today we're going to talk about PL/SQL packages, and we need to talk about some of the features. First of all, what is a package? Why do we need a package? And how can we use a package? So in this lesson, we're going to learn what is a package and probably some of its components. And again, we'll also talk about how to create and use these packages. So just as the same way we did on procedures and functions, we can still work on the packages. And you will see at the end of this lesson, you'll be able to understand what a package is. So in other words, a package, just to give a general overview, a package is a PL/SQL block which enables you to bundle related PL/SQL types, bundle PL/SQL variables, bundle PL/SQL data structures, bundle exceptions, and bundle subprograms into one container. So you see how vast packages are. So you're able to bundle like variables, types, data structures, exceptions, subprograms, especially the subprogram, because that is in the last unit we did about the functions and procedures into one container. So for example, a human resource package can contain hiring and firing procedures, commission and bonus functions, and also tax exemption variables. So in other words, once we have the practicality of these packages, I think we will now be able to say that we've understood or we've seen the importance of using a PL/SQL package. Now, in other words, or another way, a package usually consists of two parts stored separately in the database. That is whenever you are creating or whenever you're coming up with a package, you must specify two areas. Number one, you must specify something called the package specification. And secondly, you must specify something called the package body, which of course, at some point or at sometimes, it's actually an optional thing to do. So when a PL/SQL packaged construct is referenced for the first time, the whole package is loaded into memory, and the subsequent access to constructs in the same package does not require disk input or output. Now, those may look like a lot as far as this PL/SQL package. Let's just go direct to some of the advantages of using packages. So I'm not going to dwell a lot on probably to explore on each of the advantage, but we're just going to highlight one or two things, especially the usefulness of having a package or PL/SQL package. Number one is something called the modularity and easier maintenance. That means you are able to encapsulate logical related programming structures in a named module. In other words, PL/SQL packages are used to group logically related subprograms. So if I can break it. So one advantage of using PL/SQL packages, or the usefulness of it, is one, it groups logically related subprograms. And just remember, that is the functions and the procedures. Secondly, it's actually divided into two sections. That is the specification and the body, as we had said here. Thirdly, the package specification. In other words, it's actually referred to as the public package. Package body is sometimes referred to as the private package. And then the package in itself cannot be invoked. The packages itself cannot be invoked. If you remember, we cannot actually invoke. That means we are not able to call a package. We are not able to call anonymous block, but we are able to call or invoke the subprograms. That means the procedures and what? And the function. So we're going to have a look at the examples therein with I'm so that we can be able to understand what these subprograms or these packages actually mean. Now, when it comes to creating the package specification, because that is the first point where we are supposed to start. You see, as we move to talk about the package specification, I'm just going directly to the practicality of it, and we will be able to see the importance of having a package, in relation to a specific table. So here it means that, sorry for that. So here it means that if I want to use, first of all, ensure that we are connected to HR or any user you have. And then I want us to create a table. Create, let's say, table. Let me have something like manage, or we can call it TB employees, or we can talk about, let's say, let me have this table called staff. Into bracket, we have, okay, instead of using a lot of, let's have the ID. We know this one is a number. And then we have the name, which is voucher 220. That is my table. If I describe stuff, then you can see that it's a table that has two columns, or the structure is being defined by the two columns. So what happens here, we need to create a package in reference to the subprograms, so in reference to the two subprograms, which is actually the procedures and the functions. And we can also see whether we are able to create only a package with only one subprogram, that is either having a function or having a procedure. So here I'm going to use the uppercase, but it's not case sensitive, so you can still work with the lowercase. So if I want to create the package specification or the public package, I need just to specify the word package, then followed by the name of my package. So the name of the package, I'm going to give it in lowercase. Let me call it manage staff. And then we can have the keyword is. Then I'm going now to introduce the subprograms. Remember, the first definition of a package is that it groups logically related subprograms. So here it means that we are going to talk about the two, one of the subprograms, the procedure, and then I'm going to attach a name to the procedure. Let's say hard stuff, that is the name. And then I'm going to give a name here. So for my case, I'm going just to give a simple name, or I can just have the ID, which is of course in reference to this. So I need to insert ID and a name. So here I can say ID number, name, voucher 2. That is it. Now we need again to repeat the same thing, but this time round, what happens if I want to update the table? So I can just say edit the table. And we can say that is enough. That is enough to keep the simplicity of the package specification. Then from there, you just do what? You end manage _ stuff. So you have to end with the name of the package, but it's not a must for you to do that. So once you've done that, just click enter and put / and press that, and automatically it will tell you that the package has been created. So what we've done so far, this is, we've managed to create the package specification. We've managed to create the package specification. So we are not yet done. So after creating the package specification, it is now, we are now allowed to proceed to the package body, since we will rely on the information given from the package specification to create the package body. So a package is just like a group of subprograms, because for a package itself, it groups related subprograms. And you can see one of the subprograms that is being captured here is the procedure. Now, let's come to the body. So the body again will repeat the same thing. Create or replace package. This time round, we are not going to say only package. We're going to say package body. And then we can just use the same name of the package, which is actually this one. And then on that, we can say if, then press enter. And then we can repeat the same procedure add stuff. This time round without the semicolon, and then put what is. Then we begin. So we want to specify what we want. So I want to get to capture the message here. DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line into bracket. Let me say, is it staff added successfully. Yeah. And then we end had stuff. We end what? We end had stuff because I'm talking about this specific procedure now. So this is the name of the procedure. I have the body, the execution point. So we expect whenever we do an insert or whenever we do had or whenever we had some information in that particular table, then we must be able to capture some information which is staff added successfully. Then from there, for the update, so I will just go and look for the update. Yeah, so it is staff, which is actually the second one here. So from this point, remove again that and put is, then enter. Then we have begin, then come to the DBMS. This time round, I want to say updated successfully. And then we can say end. Now it is edit underscore staff. And then we end. And then we do that. So this is the package body. If I press enter, now you can see that the package in the specification part, we had package created. In the body part, we have package body created. So the difference is that it's actually the way you create them. Here we are talking about the package body. Here we are only talking about the package. The name is the same. We have to maintain the name. But the rule is that you have to first of all start with the specification of the package specification and then followed by the package body. This is referred to as the private, the public package, and this is referred to as the private package. So by now, you can see that we have the table in place. We have the package, which of course carries the procedure, which is actually a subprogram. But still, we can also work on the function where we can use both. You can even use the function and the procedure term. So now it is high time for us to use the procedures inside the package. It is high time for us to use the procedure inside the package. So how can we use this? So here I want to select, first of all, select star from, what was the name of the table? Staff. Yeah, you can see my table is blank, which is actually staff. Now, how can we execute or how can we insert values into this table? By using the package, of course, the procedure within the package. So you have to come and say execute. Then what is the name of my package? It is a staff. What was the name? So the name is manage staff. So I'm going to say manage underscore staff. Now dot the name of one of the procedures for adding. So I want to say dot add underscore staff, then into bracket. So into bracket what? We expect to have the first value as the ID, the second value as the name. So here I'm going to give 100. Secondly, I'm going to give, let's say, Sam. And that is it. If I press enter, look at that. So for this case, it means that if I go back and check, the table and press that, so for this one, I think we have something is not happening. So it's supposed to give us the message. So let me set server output on. Server output on, and put that and press enter. So if I come back here, let me just have it here and press it again. Now you can see staff added successfully. Staff added successfully. If I come back here and edit, let's say I want to edit, and this time round I want to edit, instead of Sam, let me put Mark. Now you can see staff updated successfully. Staff updated successfully. Now I know you are wondering, if I just do select star from staff, press that, you can see that no rows selected. No rows selected. Now the reason is because our package is not it's not wrong. Our package is not actually wrong. But what we can do is we've not actually included some of the values that are supposed to be captured. For example, if I can just select it once more. If I can just select it once more so that I can show you where we're supposed to make some changes. But based on what we have, the package is already okay. It's supposed to draw these acknowledgements or these notes whenever we want to secure point and the execution point. So let me just adjust something here. So if I can just paste it. So if you paste it, ensure you get rid of all these values. All these values. Now, if you also look at this point, let me just scroll it up. So if you look at this part, okay, so let's come back here. Let's make some changes. So here it means that we have create or replace package. So we need to manage this. So within the begin, because we expect to add, then immediately after here, we can just have insert into staff values into bracket. You can have the ID and the name. And then on this other side for the update, where is it? You can say update update staff, that is a table, set name equals to name, where ID equals to ID. Okay, so let me save it and see what happens. Look at that, package body created, package body created. So to prove the point, this time round, if I come back to this point, nothing is there. But if I come to execute, is this manage? Yeah, let's see, we want to add this. Press enter, you can see added successfully. Now, if I go back and check, now you can see the value is there. The value is there. Now, if I come back and update, and there was one for the update. Yeah, so it means that I want to replace this name Sam with what? With Mark. So if I press enter, updated successfully, then if I come back here, now you can see that I think for the update, this has not worked. Yeah, so we want to change it 100. Okay, so I think for the update, something is not working. But here, you can see the way we are using the package, or the way we are specifying, I mean, the creating the package specification, the package body. That is the rule. That is the rule. So probably the issue is yes, update stuff set name, where ID equals to ID. And I think, yeah, something has to be changed there. So that is the overall point of creating a procedure in the first place. And probably if we can just look at another one. This one is just to print or to insert some values. Because what happens is, as long as we are getting that acknowledgement from the procedure or from the package that we're able to insert some values into a particular table, or update some values from a particular table, or update some values from a particular table, that is the work of a what? That is actually the work of a procedure. That is the work of a procedure. So what happens is, if we can just capture a different example, if we can just capture a different example, always the package, or always the package body is always the longest. It's always the longest. And let's just do one example here. So this one, let me clean the screen. And then let us do this. Let us create one that will take us to, let's say, for the validation. For the validation, and this one is going to be a little bit more, not even complex. I'm not going to talk about the complex because I'm thinking about, okay, let me think about this. Create or replace package. Now, let me call this commission PKG. And for this case, I'm coming up with, or I want to create a package from the specification point so that we can move later to the body part. So this one is supposed to give me, or to calculate the standard kilograms, and we can just use some values. Okay. Okay, let me just have this scenario. Create or replace package, com_pkg is, and then we can have v_std. Let's say the standard commission, or okay, let me call it number. Then I want to initialize the value. Let this one be the default value. Let this one be the default value. And then what happens if we want to reset commission, okay, into bracket p underscore new underscore commission, and then we can give it number here into bracket, then you can just say end and pkg. That is the name of my package. So package, so we show error, show errors. We've encountered this. Oh, yeah. So let me just say ed. So instead of this, we're supposed to close. Yeah. So here I can just say cl scr. Okay. So ed. I think this is okay. So put that. And then we close it. Show error create replace package pkg is show errors. So the encounter the simple this when expect one of the following. So what are we expecting here? Okay, let's just do another simple. Let me think. Instead of going the complicated ones, let me take you through one package. So on the same, let me take you to on the same described stuff. Okay, now let's create or replace package. Now let me call package stuff is, and then here we can have, let's say, the function. We want to see whether the package is able to give us. So here we can call it func. This is the name of our function. Let me call it func. That is the name of our package. And then remember the differences between a function and procedure. Function is supposed to return some values. They are meant to return some values. So we expect to have, let's say 20. Okay. And then for the procedure, we can have, let's say, we can call it proc. Proc is the name of the procedure. Into bracket, then we can say ID. ID is a number, and then we can talk about name is a voucher 220, or voucher is just voucher 2, no problem. And then we end. So you can end it there, or you can end pkg underscore stuff. What again here? Create to replace package pkg underscore stuff is, then function, the name of the function, return voucher 2. Okay, and there it is. No need for me to put even this one. Okay. So now the package is created. So don't put the 20 or the something, make it simple as that. Now, the second part is to create the body. So remember for the function is not attached to any table. It's not attached to any staff table. It's only the procedure that is attached to that table. But we want to know whether we're able to return some results or some output from the function. If at all, we are able to do that. Then for procedure, we're able just to see whether we're able to insert some values into the table. So create or replace, this time around is package body. And then we can just give the same name, pkg underscore stuff, then is, you see, is. Then I want now to bring the function. So still, since I have this, I can do this and then say is. Then we can just say begin, and then we can have return, because we expect this to return some values. Let's say I am a function. Okay, that is the message supposed to be returned by the function. Yeah. Then come for the procedure. We can have the procedure in place. So we have the same rule. Then we have the begin. Now, for the function, for the procedure, since we want it to insert some values in the table, then we can have insert into stuff. Then we can say values into bracket. So we are supposed to mention the ID and the name. See, the ID and the name, just like that. Then from there, we need to end. So you can end with the name of the procedure. And then from there, you just end, or you can just end it there. Okay, so package body created compilation errors. Let me see, show errors, and show you just use this encountered the simple this one when expecting one of the following. Okay, so I think somewhere. Okay, let's ed. So create or replace package body pkg stuff is function func return virtual 220. So for this case, this is the error. So just say return or function func return virtual 2 is. And then I think it is okay. Procedure, I think everything is okay. Okay, so let me save. Put that, press that. So you can see. So whenever you include the precision of the size to the data types, I think that is a problem when it comes to creating the packages, especially the procedures, functions, and all those. So at this juncture, I think we are done. So our package, which is actually called pkg underscore stuff, is an inclusive of the function and the procedure. Remember, for the function means we expect it to return this value. I am a function. But for the procedure, we expect it to insert some values into a table called stuff. So how can we execute, or how can we see the effects of the function? So to execute the function, you can just use the dbms output dot put underscore line into bracket. Now, what is the name of the package? pkg stuff dot, what is the name of the function? It is func. And then we want to end it, put that, and look at that. So this is how to capture the information coming from the package. So we have to, first of all, use the package name, connected, then connect to the name of the function. And we are able to get some results. Now, on the other side, if I just use select star from stuff, now you can see that we have only one row. So we want to insert the second row with ID 200 and name Mark. So how can we insert this? So to insert this, we need again to use the same tactics. Begin. And this time round, you have to change the name of the procedure is proc, then into bracket. Then you can just use, so number one, we expect to have the ID, which is 200. And secondly, we need to have a name, which is actually Mark. You see? And then, of course, we enclose it. So what happens here is we have, so instead even of going along or having all this information, I can just make it as simple as it is. Instead of using the DBMS, you can just come directly. So the package name, then connect it to the procedure name, and then this is the ID, and this is the name. And then we just terminate it and do that. So now, when it comes to looking at it, now you can see that we've successfully managed to insert the ID and the name. The ID and the name. And that is it. So that is how a package is always created. So just to know that a package is a group, or a package in itself groups logically related subprograms. So you can have both subprograms appearing in a package. You can have a single package appearing on a package, and that is how you go by. So thank you, and see you on the next tutorial, which is PL SQL triggers.